Let's talk about stocking, layout, merchandising, and fireworks is very unique, once again, because a lot of times you're working on tabletops, or if you're in a fireworks stand, you have like a front row of stuff with a back row. Some states don't allow anything where people can touch, and they have to be handed the fireworks. That's in some locations. Depending on your local laws, there could be different ways that you need to merchandise your fireworks. But we're going to talk about hands-on for the sake of doing this discussion here. So for hands-on, you're going to be primarily working from probably tabletops, which means you're going to need a planogram, and your fireworks distributor can kind of help you with a basic layout planogram for a fireworks tent or for a fireworks stand or even a fireworks store. Most temporary fireworks stores are basically an indoor fireworks tent. Most people set them up in tent style indoors with basically under a roof in a building, so they're going to use that technique of merchandising. You're going to want to make sure your fireworks are in the proper categories, and that you have kind of a overall plan on how you want the tent to flow. A tent or fireworks stand which has what I call conflicting merchandising, which means you have to go back and forth or go against the flow of your tent and store, is going to really slow you down during the fireworks season. So that's one recommendation I can make, is kind of have everything in a category. Some people like to go small to large, or they like to do their tent based on pricing. I like to start things off with your most popular items first. You want to come in, you want to hit them with your specials. I think that's probably number one. Get your specials up front in the beginning. As they move around the tent, you're going to want to make sure that you get into your novelties and some of your small stuff. It's critical that you keep the small sparklers, novelties in stock, because if you lose the kids, you lose the parents with the money. And if the kids feel like there's nothing for them, they're going to want to leave, and that's going to cut down the shopping time for the parents, or the parents wanting to spend more money and this sticking around for a while and giving you an opportunity early on, not necessarily on the 4th of July, to sell them something. So then you kind of go from there, move into the larger categories, your 200 grams, your 500 grams, and then like a section of reloadables. Once again, the particular order that you set them up in is going to really depend on your personal preference. There is not a right way to do it. I will say this: leaving your very, very most expensive stuff in the very end, not sold, because by the time they get to that, they've spent all their money already. So you're going to want to mix things up a little bit along the way. Maybe reloadables up front, then go to 200 grams, then go to 500 grams, maybe go reloadables, 500 grams, 200 grams. It's really going to depend on your local market. And the tip for fireworks stands is split. If you don't have multiple booths, split your fireworks stand in half, so you're not crossing over each other when you're working inside the fireworks stand helping somebody. So if you have one side of the stand being the most expensive and the least expensive stuff on the far end, you're going to be running back and forth, and you're not going to be serving your customer well. Split your stand in half, so you're working halves of a fireworks stand.